Rock and roll built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways eating up the night. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember we built this city? We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Someone always playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing corporation names. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember we built this city? We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded husband, Josh, here. And it's great to be back. We took a little 3 or 4 day hiatus. We went to St. Louis to go tour Andy Frisella's First Form facility. We went on the Andy Frisella podcast. And, man, you want to talk about, like... Whew, we've had some amazing feedback on that podcast. People really, really enjoyed it. I'm getting tagged nonstop in it. So a big thank you to everyone that tuned in for that checked out Andy's podcast. A big welcome to those that are following us, that are new followers, new listeners rather. Thank you for being here with us. And it was an incredible experience to see what somebody can accomplish with some hard work, dedication, a good team around you. And they have clearly done that. So it's just big shout out to them. Thank you to Andy Frisella and his group of people for the warm hospitality, the sharing of information, and what made them successful in their business venture. And we've already started implementing a lot of what we learned in the Shell Shock. Big thank you to them. But first, I want to start this podcast out with a big shout out to a veteran company, FFE Candles. They sent us the candles that are going right here. He sent these to us. This is a veteran-owned company, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, we always do shout-outs for veteran businesses for free as long as your product is worth a shit. This comes to us from ffecandles.com, veteran-owned. They have various different designs and products. Right now, the cinnamon scent is going, and it smells really good. Again, this is a veteran-owned candle company, and it is ffecandles.com. So if you want to support a company out there, they're the ones to do. Great products. They sent it to us. The employees are smelling it. It smells pretty good. I mean, it smells good in here.
It smells great.
It smells like Christmas. Like I'm ready to suck Santa's dick. It's that
so
good. So
smells
good.
so good.
So check them out. Again, veteran owned. And also this episode is brought to you by shellshockcbd.com. Yeah, we're still selling Delta 8. Oops, shit, shouldn't have said that, but whatever. We are still in business. Whatever's going on in the world right now, check us out, shellshockcbd.com. Big thank you. And we're expanding. We're talking about doing a CBD tea. We have some other things we're pushing into in regards to vitamins and minerals, things such as that. So a big thank you to everybody out there that is supporting the show on that. Dude, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. We are so incredibly grateful for all the love and support. We have the sample packs out there for you to try. All right, let's get into it. This day in history, ladies, I love starting the show out with this because it's always good to learn some stuff. So this day in history, let's get into it. All right, this day in history, we've got cabinet member found guilty in Teapot dome scandal. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have announced like the Shell Shock CBD tea, right? Maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know. During the Teapot dome scandal, Albert B. Fall, who served as Secretary of the Interior in President Warren G. Harding's cabinet, is found guilty of accepting a bribe while in office. Fall was the first individual to be convicted of a crime committed while a presidential cabinet member. As a member of the President Harding's corrupt-ridden cabinet in the early 1920s, Fall accepted a $100,000 interest-free loan from Edward Doheny of the Pan American Petroleum and Transport Company, who wanted Fall to grant his firm a valuable oil lease in the Elk Hills Naval Oil Reserve in California. The site, along with the Teapot Dome Naval Oil Reserve in Wyoming, had been previously transferred to the Department of Interior on the urging of Fall, who evidently realized the personal gains he could achieve by leasing the land to private corporations. In October of 1923, the Senate Public Lands Committee launched an investigation that revealed not only the $100,000 bribe that Fall received from Donahue, but also the Harry Sinclair, president of Mammoth Oil, had given him some $300,000 in government bonds and cash in exchange for use of the Teapot Dome Oil Reserve in Wyoming. Oh my God. Bribery within the government. Who would have thought? What? That doesn't. What? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. You mean to tell me the government is getting involved with free market and doing some bribe, and the shit still happens today. All right, so big in the news. I really want to. I did a live feed on this on my Facebook page because I had so many people ask me about this in regards to the Alec Baldwin shooting. So what I want to do is to break this down for the mental midgets out there that are still deflecting off of what Alec Baldwin is personally responsible and accountable for. So here's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Well, first, I want to read the article that comes to us from Fox News today. Alec Baldwin accidental shooting, details emerge, offering a look at Helena Hutchins' final moments. Alec Baldwin was practicing for a scene on the movie Rust when his firearm went off. Now, these are the emerging facts. New details have emerged regarding the on-set incident with Alec Baldwin firing a prop gun on the set of a movie, Rust. Well, let me first put this in context. A prop gun does not necessarily constitute a fake gun. A prop gun could also be used as a prop, could also be a fully functioning firearm. It's basically just a terminology that applies to various different contexts based upon the movie set. So when somebody says a prop gun, that does not constitute a fake pistol. Let's clarify that right up. So by it being a prop by proxy does not mean that it's just an innocent standalone, like it wasn't like, no, that was a real firearm. So that's clarified there. The result in the death of a film's director of photography, Helena Hutchins. According to for those that don't know, she was killed, and then the director was also injured. He was released from the hospital, I think the next day. He's going to survive. But according to a search warrant executed by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office obtained by Fox News, the actor and crew were setting up a shot that required Baldwin to cross-draw a revolver and point the weapon at the camera. However, thanks to a shadow that was coming into the church structure from light outside, the camera had to be adjusted to a different angle. Baldwin was working with the director and the cinematographer, demonstrating how he was going to draw his revolver from its holster where his arm would be for the new shot, while demonstrating the firearm went off. Okay, now, people are going to say that basically he was shooting into the camera. That's fine. We see it with James Bond. We see it with Clint Eastwood. I mean, people are trying to deflect away from this left and right. They're trying to think of every excuse under the sun to deflect blame from their precious God King, Alec Baldwin. So let me break this down for the mental midgets out there that don't seem to understand, okay? Even still, the armorer on set was a 24 inexperienced young girl whose father is also a very famous armorer, for those that don't know. And essentially, everyone is trying to put the blame on her. Now, don't get me wrong. Part of the blame should be levied against her. That is your job, okay? Also, we should note that the union that was working out there came forward and said there was a live round in the revolver. It wasn't a blank. Instantly, people jumped on this idea that, well, blanks can cause death too. Ladies and gentlemen, blanks at from a distance or a meter of the camera here is not going to kill you. depending on like what's in that cartridge as far as like the wadding and stuff like that, it's not going to kill you. Like a direct shot to the head is going to do some damage. But people started using that. It's like, okay, well, maybe the blank did some damage. A blank doesn't do a through and through, because if it was one shot, it went through the individual and then hit the director as well. Regardless of semantics aside, here is the core fundamental root of this issue that everyone seems to not understand. It doesn't matter if Josh hands me a weapon and says, John, this weapon is unloaded. As soon, and like, brace yourself, liberals and some conservatives out there, too fucking stupid because you have no firearms training. Let me break this down for y'all, because y'all don't seem to understand. When Josh hands me a firearm, it doesn't matter what he says about said firearm. Now, pay attention. He could tell me, John, this firearm is unloaded. John, this firearm is loaded. John, this firearm squirts unicorn semen. It doesn't matter what he says. As soon as my dick beater touches that firearm, I am now 100% responsible and accountable for that firearm and what comes out of said firearm. Now, people talking about that it was a revolver, he was handed it, he shot, therefore he did not inspect the chamber of that revolver, the cylinder. Okay. Well, instantly, well, that's on the prop director. That's her fault. No. It's funny how quickly some of you instantly change sides to deflect blame. When you touch that firearm, that is your responsibility. So let's change the scenario. What if they said, hey, we weren't even operating with a loaded weapon. It was supposed to be unloaded. A lot of your opinions, I guarantee, would change. Because if Alec Baldwin comes in there and says, oh, hey, it's supposed to be completely unloaded, and then he fires a round and there was an actual live round in there, well, he didn't check the chamber to see if it was clear. But when we change the situation to where now you have to inspect the ammunition, well, then the whole thing, that makes no sense to me, how some of you morons out there are trying to push this, especially liberals. And I had one libertarian I was arguing with on my Instagram that this guy's just a complete fucking douchebag, just an idiot. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call you what you are. If you are sitting there trying to pin the blame on just the prop person and not Alec Baldwin himself, and I will be the first one to admit, yeah, there's a little bit of a bias coming from me on this one, because it's the same guy that's demonized 2A supporters and law-carrying or law-abiding firearm carriers. 100%. The tweet circulating from 2017 of what he said, I wonder what it's like to wrongfully kill somebody, was referring to the officer that was defending himself. Mm-hmm. Well, now you know. Now you know. When you take this as a learning point, ladies, and if you're listening, take this as a learning point. When you pick up that firearm, you are 100% responsible and accountable. And this is also why instantly liberals are now calling for the banning of firearms on Hollywood sets. No, I disagree. You don't ban it. Why? And then, some people when they thought it was a blank, then this douchebag running for Congress I saw on Twitter is like, ban blanks. Like, what the fuck? Anything that you don't understand, you instantly want to ban. Anything that you have no experience in, you instantly want to ban. So let's take this to a different scenario for you morons out there. If someone died as a result of Alec Baldwin's negligent discharge that killed her and wounded the director, and you're wanting to call for a ban to help save American lives, then let me ask you this, to you hypocrites that are listening in right here. Right now in America, there are more people killed from drunk driving incidents than with firearms. So why are you not out there calling for the banning of alcohol or driving? Where are you on that? Because if at root of this whole thing, it's the American lives that you care so much about saving, then why are you not out there protesting for the most highly killer of American lives? Because you're not going to touch that. You're not going to touch what you yourself want to participate in. So if you like drinking, and drinking attributes to more domestic violence, more murders, more shit like that, well, you don't want to touch that because you enjoy your alcohol. But if it's something that you don't personally like firearms, oh no, ban it. Ban it right away. Like, we don't if I don't like it, they shouldn't have access to it either. How stupid do you have to be to embrace that type of mindset, which is just mind-boggling to me? So to you mental midgets out there that are saying that, oh, Alec Baldwin's not at fault, 100%, yes, the fuck he is. Yes, the fuck you are. You are 100% at fault. Whatever you aim that pistol at, whatever comes out of that pistol, that is on you. Then we go to the second excuse that is being used by liberals. Well, Alec Baldwin isn't trained on firearms. Okay, two counters to that. Number one, if you're not trained, don't fucking touch it.
Don't these guys research their roles before they start doing these movies?
Second point, glad you said that. Alec Baldwin has sat there and protested firearms and things like that for years, yet still makes money off of perpetuating firearm violence in his movies, which also showcases from all the way back from The Hunt for the Red October when he's sitting there using that fucking firearm in the scene with Sean Connery. He's used firearms before. Don't tell me you're inexperienced. When you have them repeatedly in your movies, don't tell me you don't know what you're doing. You do know what you're doing. The moment you take that, boom, it's on you. It's on you. That is so crazy to me. That's so fucking crazy to me about these idiots out there trying to push this idea of like, oh, it's only the prop person. Mm-hmm. Josh, you could be a prop person and tell me, John, this gun is unloaded. Now I am literally taking you at your word, and I don't inspect the chamber on my own. That's called being a responsible firearm owner and operator. So I'm sorry to all you dipshits out there that don't seem to fucking understand this because you just want to deflect to protect God King Alec Baldwin, but it doesn't work that way. And I guarantee this dude isn't going to see any prison time. Not a fucking thing. This guy was negligent.
Like maybe he should be prosecuted.
He 100% should. He was negligent.
Yep.
You sat there and you shot somebody. You did not inspect. So the other thing is like,
if anything, involuntary manslaughter, right?
Well, they're blaming the prop person because the prop person is responsible for why the ammunition was live. But how are you're going to tell me by virtue of being an actor, that's not your job to inspect your ammunition? No, I'm sorry. The context of the situation doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck if you're a Hollywood actor. I don't give a shit if you're a sitting congressman. I don't give a fuck if you're a CBD shop owner. The moment you touch a firearm, regardless of where it's at in America, you are 100% responsible. There is no other way around that. And you people need to get it through your fucking heads. You need to get through your heads because you sit here and you're deflecting, and Republicans are going to take a step further. You should be crucifying. Oh, yeah. You should be crucifying this motherfucker. Because don't you dare sit there and think for 1 second that these Democrats would not do the same thing to us. If that was a Republican actor, if that had been somebody that leaned right, that happened to, I guarantee there would be protests in the streets. Yeah. They would be all over social media fucking demonizing you the day it happened. And then people have the audacity, oh my God, John, too soon to talk about. I don't give a fuck anymore, ladies and gentlemen. The time for fucking tolerance and being nice is over. It's done and over. I'm done with that bullshit. Republicans need to take a playbook out of the leftist agenda and start going after these motherfuckers right now. Hammer the fuck out of them. And then you go on the Alec Baldwin Instagram and he makes these 2 tweets like he's trying to justify himself to the public. Like, I'm in talks with her family. I'm here for them. Dude, shut the fuck up. Stop trying to fucking rationalize yourself to us about how bad you feel. And then he says he's going to take a step back from acting. You should be in a fucking jail cell. You should be doing time right now. You killed somebody.
If that was Clint Eastwood,
oh my God,
there'd be marches in the street already.
100%, yes.
People would be wearing ribbons.
I just don't understand how people have the mindset of saying, oh no, it's not Alec's fault, it's the prop guy's fault.
Oh.
Like, I don't get your rationalization there. Well, it's so-and-so's job. Look, to operate a firearm safely is everyone's job, to include the person who's holding that firearm. Like, I don't understand how people come in there and try and deflect to that. They're both at fault, but ultimately, Alec Baldwin pointed and pulled the trigger.
He had the gun.
He had the gun. Well, he was told, it doesn't matter.
What are some of the rumors going on that he was joking around?
Yes. There are reports that on set, this came from 3 sources that have reported to the LA Times, that Alec Baldwin was joking on set. The director said he needed to do another take, and Alec Baldwin was quoted as saying, and this is joking, he said, why don't I just fucking shoot you two? And that's when he pointed and shot, and apparently that's when the incident occurred. Now, that's speculatory, but even still, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
the fact
look
is,
good.
The whole root of the issue is that he did not inspect the ammunition. Like, put yourself in that situation to where, and like, for those that doubt me, let's just put ourselves in that scenario right now. Hey, John, you're going to film the scene where you're shooting Josh with a .45 Colt revolver. Okay, here's your revolver. The first thing I'm doing is I'm inspecting the ammunition to ensure what you gave me is what I've got. That's so crazy to me. That is so fucking crazy to me. I don't grasp that. I don't grasp that. And then you have somebody on YouTube said, you're desperate for attention. I've already got the attention. I'm way more famous than you. I'm better looking. I have a big dick. I'm doing well. Like, I don't understand you fucking troglodytes. Like, I don't understand. This guy's looking for attention. Bitch, I have the attention. I have the fucking clout. People are listening to me. And if you don't like it, unfollow me, you cocksucker. I already banned him on YouTube. Go suck a dick. I don't fucking care. I don't care.
So desperate.
That's what they do. They deflect to something else because they don't like the argument that you're making and they won't counter with actual facts. Oh, you're just clout chasing. I'm talking about a current issue with a common sense approach that a lot of you motherfuckers don't want to embrace. You don't want to look at, mainly liberals. But there's a few Republicans out there, the same thing. It's like, I don't think you have any firearms training. I really don't. And then instantly.
It's not hard.
It's
like,
not
it's
hard.
like 30 minutes.
Let's check your fucking ammunition. There's
That's
a clear
it.
difference between a blank and a live round. It is not that hard to differentiate
I
between
took
the
my
two.
son camping this weekend. We did BB gun training. They took, keep your firearm down range. Don't point it at anybody. Don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're ready to shoot.
Hey, Josh, don't go sleep in that tent because there's no snake. Or you can sleep in that tent. There's no snakes in there. Then you go in there and you get bit by a snake. Am I at fault or are you at fault because you didn't check for snakes? Like, I still don't grasp it because honestly, I don't want to grasp because I think people are just downright fucking retarded. I really think that. So that's where I stand on this matter. Alec Baldwin should be brought up on charges. This is insanity. I really don't fucking care if you disagree with me or not. Like, this is just beyond me. Any firearms instructor will tell you the exact same thing. Imagine that you have that firearm and you're not inspecting it to ensure that, like, that's how stupid some people are. Like, you are literally going to put somebody's life in danger, or you're willing to bet that they're going to be okay by you taking the word of somebody else and then pointing that firearm and aiming and squeezing the trigger. That's what Alec Baldwin did. So how you can try and push this to where it's somebody else's fault and not his primarily is beyond me. And this, again, is like an adaptation, or it's basically a very good telltale sign of the liberal mindset. Blame somebody else for it. Shift the blame onto somebody else that's not in the mainstream. The reason that a lot of people are wanting to do this on the prop person, because it's classism. Don't let our boy fall. Don't let Alec Baldwin fall because he's a big name for the left, the progressive agenda. Don't let him die out. We got to keep him in the fight. So any blame that could be afforded him, shift it to somebody else that's not famous, that's not rich, that doesn't have that level of influence. Shift it to them. We got to let our boy stand. Don't let him fall. Bullshit. Bullshit. And that's the crazy part about this. So I really don't fucking care what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. According to the facts that we have now, Alec Baldwin is 100% guilty. He is 100% guilty.
Yep.
And then people out there like saying, oh my God, I can't imagine how he must be feeling. I don't give a fuck how he feels right now. I really don't. I have no empathy for pieces of shit like him. I really don't. Like,
No, he's a
and
scumbag.
a lot of that is the reason is because he's went after the right so many fucking times, tried to crucify legal gun owners, officers doing the right thing, defending themselves. This guy is a proponent for just insanity to me. Progressive, inexperienced firearm ownership. This is what this guy's the poster child of it now. Congratulations, Alec Baldwin. You are now the new face for firearm safety. Whether you wanted it or not, you are it. Like, you are it. And that's wonderful. Like, I love that. We got a liberal now that is now our highlight. Hey, guys, Alec Baldwin has killed more people than the January 6th protests. You know that? Alec Baldwin has killed more people than an NRA certified firearm instructor. Weird. Oh, liberals, by the way, another white shooter. What about that? Anything for that? Another white shooter? Anything?
White older male. Just killed a female.
Interesting to me. Gotta love it. So the article continues. And you got Alec Baldwin, who apparently plays the grandfather. This movie's toast. It's not going to come out. Like, if they do, they're going to have to recast Baldwin. Director Joel Souza explained that he heard what sounded like a whip and then a loud pop, and noticed Hutchins, who was standing in front of him at the time, grab her midsection as she stumbled backward. She was assisted to the ground by other crew members, and camera operator Reed Russell recalls Hutchins saying she could not feel her legs. Hutchins was immediately attended to by on-site medics and later airlifted to the University of New Mexico Hospital in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where she was eventually pronounced dead. Souza, who was also injured in the incident, was taken by ambulance to Christus St. Vincent Hospital in Santa Fe, where he was treated for a wound near his right shoulder. He has since been... Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Something's not adding up here.
He got shot in the shoulder.
Was there two shots or was there one shot?
Yeah.
And that oh my God. Because that means it wasn't just one live round. There was two live rounds, and then also Baldwin fired twice.
Yeah.
So if you're shooting her and she hits in the midsection and he's getting hit in the shoulder, something's not adding up. Something's not adding up.
Unless he's kneeling behind her. I don't know. It's tough.
If it's point blank, a through and through with a 45,
Is that what kind of gun it was?
Yeah, he said it was a Colt revolver. He was talking about doing a cross draw and then aiming, and they weren't even filming. And that's the other part. They weren't even filming. They were just rehearsing. So put that in your list of things. Something's not adding up here. Something's not adding up. Unless that freaking round went through and through, and then, once sometimes when it hits, it moves around internally and then can have a different exit wound. So it's not a straight through. There could be like a enters here and comes out somewhere else. That's also a possibility.
I don't know. I heard that there's a lot of stuff going on the set, too. Like people.
Now, it has been confirmed from LA Times that, and this is where the conspiracy theorism comes in, and this is where you start muddying the waters with these outlandish ideas that instantly people jump on. That there was a walk-off of the set of Rust, which is a movie, that's being filmed in Santa Fe, that due to poor working conditions, that there was a number of people walked off the set. They were undergoing troubles with the cast and crew. That has been confirmed also by LA Times. You can see that in the news. It's there. What that has to do with any of this, I really don't think it does. But, I mean, it definitely casts a different light on Alec Baldwin as an individual.
Just that there was unsafe work conditions, I guess.
Clearly.
I think that's what they were getting at, maybe.
I'd also read somewhere they talked about that. Also, that pistol was also being used for target practice. They were out there actually shooting it, which is also could be the reason why there was a live round left in it, which, again, across the board, poor firearm responsibility. Like, yeah, that's just nuts to me. That's fucking nuts. Like, you're taking a good or a functioning revolver. You're going to go out there and do target practice with it. Who cleared them? Like, who cleared every single one of those weapons? Not Alec. Not Alec. Well, not anybody. I mean, it just seemed like there was a breakdown across the board of people that don't know what they're doing with firearm handling. That's just me. That's just me on that one. I don't know. So that's just where I stand on this one. So, if people don't like it, like this one, the Spliff Puffington, like, who just created an account, he just followed me 20 minutes ago, and he's like, fuck off, dude. Here's the deal. You can't stop me, bitch. Like, who the fuck are you? You can't stop me, you fucking peasant. Who is this douchebag? Fuck off, dude. Who the fuck do you peasants think you are? Like, you think you're really going to stop me? I'm growing so goddamn fast. You can't stop me. Ban him, Maverick. Ban that. If they come in there and want to act unruly, ban those motherfuckers.
It's Alec Baldwin.
What a fucking douchebag. Fuck off. You're just doing this for attention. But you say nothing about these other people covering this that are covering it inaccurately. Like, stop. You douche canoes. Bye, bitch. I love my Twitch crowd. Thank you for all the subs over on Twitch, guys. Thank you for supporting us over here. Greatly appreciate that. All my Twitch family. You goddamn savages are raging. Make sure you join the Savage Squad on Telegram. The link is in the bio of this. We're up to almost like 3,500 members. We're growing quickly. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, big thank you to that. And then, of course, you got the Bruce Lee family weighing in on this. We flash back to the early 90s when The Crow was released. And for those that don't know, Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, was also killed on set in a similar fashion. Now, there is speculation around that because apparently the Chinese mob was after it. There's just so much conspiracy theorism with that. But at the same token, people are kind of like, when we reference Alec Baldwin shooting, people are like, well, say that about Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee wasn't shooting. It was somebody else that shot him point blank and killed him.
Yeah.
Again, a failure to clear the weapon. Well, is that Brandon Lee's fault? No. But Brandon Lee wasn't the shooter. Alec Baldwin was. So I'm not understanding where that kind of argument. It's like all fucking weekend I've been dealing with the most stupid people on the internet. Like I gotta pull away from reading comments sometimes because oh my god, some of you people, I don't know how the fuck that your mom didn't swallow you or how the fuck. Please don't reproduce. Please don't reproduce. We don't need
or spit you out.
Don't reproduce. We don't need any more of your offspring polluting the American society. We don't need you. Like Jesus Christ, it's like reading eye cancer. Some of the shit they come up with. It's like, oh, it's not his fault. It's blah blah blah. And it's just they go on this big tangent of like literally. I'm surprised they don't bring it like all the way around to somehow blame Trump. Like it was Trump's fault. Like I could see them making this connection. I could. Like it really wouldn't surprise me. So, but anyway, we're gonna move on from that. Fuck Alec Baldwin. I feel nothing for him. I hope he serves time in prison. I hope he gets butt raped. Fuck that piece of shit. I hope they blacklist him. His career needs to be over, and I hope that family sues the ever-loving shit out of him. I hope they do. So, all right. And if you don't like my opinion on that, unfollow. Don't listen to the podcast. I really don't give a fuck. It's up to you. All right, moving on. San Francisco families no longer feel safe. Hire private security amid crime spree. You don't say. You don't say. We don't feel safe in our neighborhood, one San Francisco resident said. More than 150 families living in San Francisco have hired private security to patrol their... Why are you paying taxes then?
Yeah. What happens when your private security shoots somebody because they're trying to rob you?
And you're getting sued. Yeah.
I mean, is there going to be a chant that breaks out that and cities burn down because you killed somebody because they just try to rob you?
I'm just at the point now where it's like a demo. I just... Good Lord.
Yeah, welcome to backwards land.
And guess what? Like, here's the funniest part about that. You defund the police. Who do you think's gonna hire private security?
Right, yeah,
Rich motherfuckers. You middle class and poor people, you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting a damn thing.
I know.
You gotta love this. That it's the high class elites that are echoing with the retards on the ground. It's like, bah, defund the police, ban the cops. And then the rich people are like, okay. And then they hire private security. And meanwhile, you're left out there to fend for yourself. How does that make any sense? Like, I feel like we're fucking going crazy here sometimes, you know? It's nuts to me. Hey, big shout out to a first-time commenter in the chat. To Bass Sleeper says, in the arena. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for... Check us out at Twitch. Download the Twitch app. Follow me at The John Burke. Big shout out to my Twitch family. Thank you for being here today. We don't feel safe in our neighborhood. Resident Katie Lyons told CBS San Francisco. And we have an alarm. We have cameras on our property, but we want the extra security of having someone have eyes on our place. Lyons and her family hired patrol special officer Alan Biard to help patrol the streets of the city's Marina District following repeated incidents of car break-ins and home burglaries. You know, a good way to try and solve this is come together as a community and form a citizens watch. Because I remember my grandparents had that in their neighborhood community. It was a citizens watch where they would have schedules, and it was a retirement village, don't get me wrong, so they had the time to do it.
Yeah.
But there would be somebody patrolling with a walkie-talkie, and they could call into the cops, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it takes a community to come together and try and combat this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it comes down to, because if the cops aren't going to do the fucking job because they'd be funded by the liberals out there, you got to take it upon yourself to protect yourselves. And I hate that it's come, don't get me wrong, I hate that it's come to this point, but it's sad. So you're faced with the choice of you protect yourself or do you become reliant upon the cops that aren't going to be there. So it's a nice area down here. People are afraid of what's been going on, said Beard. They want a safe place to raise their kids. In the last year, I've had 10 of my clients move out of the city. That's why these liberal cities turn to shit. That's why it turns to shit. Mm-hmm. These liberal-controlled cities are shitholes. Like just coming from St. Louis, walking down the street, crackheads fucking everywhere. All over the goddamn parks. Trash everywhere.
Such a shame.
Tyler saw human shit in the streets.
Yeah, I mean...
It's nuts to me.
It's no wonder that the football team moved to Los Angeles.
How many condemned buildings did we see down there?
Oh, my God.
Dude, I mean, you
so
commented
sad.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Like...
It used to be once a great city. Mm-hmm. Now look at it. It's just...
Yeah. I'm not saying anything about the people there, but I'm just saying, like, this is a very...
It's sad for the people.
That sucks because they pay taxes for this.
Especially the ones who live there all their lives.
I would never want to live in St. Louis.
Oh my God.
I don't even want to live in Dallas. These blue controlled cities, I don't want anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck that. Patrol special officers are overseen by the police commission as they work in their capacity as private security, CBS, and a lot of these guys are off-duty cops that work these jobs as well. Bayard explained that he patrols the Marina District in his car from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. looking for suspicious people. He charges $65 per resident each month. He added that his business from residential clients has doubled since the coronavirus pandemic, starting with 70 families and growing to 150 families in the Marina District alone. Isn't it interesting that when you basically start creating or cutting jobs, people will basically start referring to crime to make ends meet? Isn't that interesting? You shut down businesses, you destroy families, you destroy private enterprise, and then you wonder why there's an increase in crime. Because people can't pay bills, they have no job, and now you're going to start doing the same thing with these vaccine mandates. And by the way, Boeing was on strike last I checked. Many people are starting to strike, and I absolutely am here for it. I love it. Yep. Good on you. Good for you. That's exactly what you need to be doing. Unionize, I shouldn't say unionize, but form together and strike on these motherfuckers. When you strike, when you hit these companies in the wallet, that's when you are going to see change. That is when you are going to see change. That's where it starts, ladies and gentlemen. It takes every single one of you to get together and start telling each other, hey, we're walking out. These mandates only come into effect. Like, think about it this way. If Josh and I said here at Shell Shock HQ for our 8 employees, we said, you have to get the vaccine. And all 8 of them, or even 5 of them, got together and said, we're done, we're walking out. You know how fucked we'd be? We'd be crippled until we could hire somebody else to come in there and then have to train them up.
Yeah.
It'd be such a pain in the ass. Some companies probably wouldn't recover from that.
Yeah.
When you hit them in the wallet, you got them. And by the way, Joe Biden saying it does not make it law. The mandates are not law, but people are enforcing them because they don't understand how government works. This ain't law, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't.
That scumbag, before he even did that a few weeks earlier, said that I can't even do that. Even
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
the nutsack Jen Psaki
Yep.
was like,
Fuck
we
that
can't
cunt.
we can't make people get a vaccine. And then a few weeks later, all of a sudden, you can make people get a vaccine.
Yeah.
because they're making these companies do it.
Fauci even talked about it.
Yeah.
But now
Fauci, that
they're
guy.
saying they're not getting involved, but
Jesus.
they're going to strip away everything you need access to pressure you into forcing you.
Did you hear about him and those dogs, the puppies?
No.
Oh my God.
What is this?
He was doing these experiments on these puppies, or funding it, where
What?
he would take these little puppy beagles, put their head in a box, and have sandflies eat them alive. It's crazy.
Where did this hit?
It's in the news. It's like, here's one on Breitbart right now that says he'd suck parts of these monkeys' brains out or destroy them with toxic acid to worsen it. Like, what the hell is this guy doing? This guy might be the Antichrist.
He's already on your list.
Yeah, he is.
For
on
those
the
that don't
list.
know, Josh has a list of Antichrist people. Don't get on the list.
He moved up a couple notches after those stories.
Don't get on
Jesus,
Josh's
man.
Antichrist list. It's not good. Oh my God.
Yeah, the Beagles. He was like,
Where's Pete on that one?
oh my God, what
Pete ain't gonna touch that.
the hell's wrong with that guy?
We talked about this on Andy Frasilla's podcast, but essentially they talked about how this article just hit. Well, it hit actually last week. This is coming to us again from Fox saying Fauci should be fired. This is from Rand Paul, but the NIH dimed him out. They admit that funding gain of research from Rand Paul was basically saying that he should be fired. They admit it. The NIH dimed out Fauci, saying he did fund this. There was a $600,000 grant given to that lab in China. This was also confirmed in the emails that got leaked from Fauci. But even the NIH has come out. And the other part of it is, why is this not like big fucking news?
Why?
Because
what the hell's going on?
Big tech, MSM, and the government are all in one fucking big orgy. Because and I said this on Andy's podcast, if Fauci falls, the entire COVID narrative falls with him. It's kind of like that idea if a cop essentially gets prosecuted for doing something illegal, whatever, those people he arrested or something like that has to be reinvestigated. Or really, I forget what the actual law in this is, but it's the same with Fauci in a sense of like everything that he has said is now going to be brought up into question. It's like, okay, this guy was clearly getting paid a lot of money. He paid this Chinese lab to fucking do this gain of research function on the coronavirus, which is essentially weaponizing biological warfare. And like, don't think for a second America doesn't do this. We do. All countries do. If you think we don't, you are living with your head in the sand. Because what's something more fucking effective than nuclear war? Biological warfare.
If we had that going on here, then why wouldn't we fund our own research lab rather than sending our taxpayer dollars over to
Maybe because
to
Fauci
Wuhan?
and these motherfuckers are out there in bed with China.
Getting-
You want to talk
getting
about an
paid?
investigation of Donald Trump colluding with Russia? Why is there no investigation with Fauci and China?
Because the Russian collusion thing was a hoax.
But why is it like now it's confirmed? NIH has confirmed this. Why is there not an investigation? And I wouldn't even trust an investigation from our government. I'd be like, Biden said, we're going to investigate you.
Yeah.
Biden, you fucking knew. Like, you don't tell me you didn't know.
It's like these people investigating themselves. It's of course they're never going to find anything.
I investigated myself and found that I'm not guilty for shooting the cinematographer, even though it was my firearm and the ammunition that I didn't inspect. But it's not my fault. An independent, same person investigation is concluded.
I'm clean.
I'm
clean as a
clean.
whistle.
It's like the IRS investigating the IRS. Like, okay. That makes perfect sense to me. But Rand Paul, basically, here's the other thing. Fauci also lied to Congress.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What's the penalty for that?
Should be to kick him right in his balls.
What's the penalty for
think
that,
that's-
ladies and gentlemen?
Should tack that onto it.
Fauci should be fired after NIH admit. No, not fired. He should be brought up on charges. This guy should be fucking arrested.
Yep.
Fuck this piece of shit. Should be fucking executed. Paul says gain of function research should be investigated by Congress. Senator Rand Paul said in an interview that aired Sunday night that Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top disease specialist in the U.S., should be fired after last week's revelation that the National Institutes of Health funded gain of research on the coronavirus. Again, this was confirmed in the emails. $600,000. Paul was interviewed by Axios and mentioned a letter from the NIH to ranking member Representative James Comer that admitted to limited experiment conducted in order to test the spike proteins from naturally occurring bat coronaviruses circulated in China were capable of binding to the human ACE2 receptor in a mouse model, which critics say can contradict Fauci's long-held claim. He, Fauci, should be fired, Paul said. He continued, just for lack of judgment, if nothing else. Well, he also lied to Congress.
Yeah.
He went to Congress and said, no, this never happened. We didn't do this. He lied. That's perjury. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Like, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is why our nation is so bass-backwards right now. Rich, elite government employees are untouchable. They protect their own. which translates into they also protect federal employees. And when you are protected, you get away with whatever the fuck you want. Case in point, the VA. This is across the board. They are protecting their own. Fuck Fauci. This is just mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing how they get away with this. Trust the government. Okay. Yeah. McAuliffe claims Stacey Abrams should be governor of Georgia, furthering what some call her big lie. I love it how the left says the big lie that Trump lost the election, yet fat-ass Stacey Abrams out there seems to think that she won the Georgia election. Wait a minute. You're saying that Trump supporters shouldn't be talking about the big lie, but now Stacey Abrams is saying, I was cheated out of that election. This is where we're at now, and these are very dangerous times. Now people are accusing everyone of cheating. Now it's all cheating. The left is cheating. The right is cheating. Who's cheating? Who's not cheating? I don't know.
I think they cheat so much that they think they're going to win, that you have to have, a certain amount of votes past the votes that you would originally need to actually win.
Virginia Democratic gubernatorial candidate Terry McAuliffe claimed that Stacey Abrams should be the governor of Georgia, accusing Brian Kemp, who ran for governor while also serving as Secretary of State, of having disenfranchised more than 1 million Georgian voters in the state's 2018 gubernatorial election. She would be the governor of Georgia today had the governor of Georgia not disenfranchised 1.4 million Georgia voters before the election, McAuliffe said, as he introduced Abrams at a campaign event on Sunday. That's what happened to Stacey Abrams. They took the votes away. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw in the racism card while we're at it. It's because she's fat and black. That's why people didn't vote for her. Or maybe because she's a liberal and they didn't want her. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, she got terrible ideas.
Yeah. Last week, McAuliffe nodded along with Abrams, repeated that what some described as her big lie in the 2018 election. I love this. I love this. Now the left is embracing the right as far as tactics goes. It was stolen from me. Okay. Where's the fraud? Where are those fake votes? Are you claiming that Dominion software got hacked like everybody else? Careful, they'll sue you for that.
If there's cheating, then let's do an audit.
Yeah, let's audit that motherfucker.
There's cheating. Let's do a full-on audit. Let's check all the signatures.
And
let's do
maybe
it.
Now they will be more in favor of stricter voter regulations.
Maybe.
Maybe you'd be protected, Stacey. Maybe you would have got on board on that, because guess what? That applies to both sides of the political spectrum.
Yep.
But when Democrats lose, the right's cheating.
Well, let's do an audit.
Well, let's do an audit. And then let's have fucking independent party representatives there. Oh, no, we don't need that. Well, then don't complain about being cheated out of. That's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. I just don't get this. Well, I do. These people are stupid.
No, they think we're stupid.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
On the night of the election in 2018, Abrams conceded that former Secretary of State Brian Kemp will be certified as the victor in 2018 gubernatorial election. So why did you say that then? Why did you concede? If you didn't feel like it was just, don't concede. But she did. But she claimed that Kemp had pinned his hopes for the election on suppression of the people's democratic right to vote. Please show me. And this is how stupid, ladies and gentlemen, black people specifically, you really need to listen to this. This is how stupid these people think you are. That being you are black, you are too stupid to operate the internet, and you're too stupid to get your hands on an actual ID. That's how stupid they think you are. How is that not racism? How is that not devaluing the worth of an individual based upon their color? That if you're not black, if you don't vote for Biden, you're not black. If you're black, you don't understand how to operate the internet. If you're black, you don't have to get access to an ID. And you have all these fucking liberal debaters out there. It's like, oh no, they're at a disadvantage because, money and blah, blah, blah. Are you fucking serious? How many of them have iPhones? That's what I want to know. How many of you have a fucking phone? Are you telling me that you do not have the ability to go down and get an ID? I guarantee that most of them drive. There's your driver's license. Or do we set forth a standard across every state of saying, here's your free, that we should also put taxpayer money into this. Here's your free voter ID given to you by the government. This is your ID to vote. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's balanced.
Just go to the place and get it.
And here's what I love about diehard constitutionalists. And I get your point here. It's like, well, where is that in the Constitution? Did you know that back during the early days of our founding fathers that black people and minorities didn't have the right to vote? But it was, what did the Constitution say? Mm-hmm. Well, voter ID isn't the Constitution. I mean, come on. It's common fucking sense. Elected or U.S. citizens have the right to vote. But you should have to prove that. Mm-hmm. Because right now we're dealing with the issue with illegal immigrants coming over here and voting. It shouldn't be happening. It should not be happening. Fact checkers with PolitiFact and USA Today found no proof and little empirical evidence that Kemp stole the election. Wow. There's your big lie. When a black Democrat comes out, oh, they get all the support in the world. All the support in the world. This is where we're at. So if both sides feel like they're being cheated, maybe we should come together and instead push for stricter voting laws to regulate voter IDs and have equal representation at the polls. I mean, come on now. This has gone off the line. Like, we're in a very, very dangerous area of American history right now when people they feel like the elections are now rigged.
Tipping point.
Like, it's getting bad. Both sides need to come together on this. So good old Stacey Abrams, and she's a fucking moron in and of itself. She's just an idiot. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, this episode is brought to you by shellshockcbd.com. Make sure you check us out. Hey, look, do you have problems sleeping? We can help you. We've got the Rack Out Gummies. They have no THC. You will not fail a drug test. You got 15 milligrams of CBD and 5 milligrams of melatonin. It's a double whammy. We call it the Cardi B gummy because it'll knock you the fuck out and steal your wallet. Not really, but it'll knock you the fuck out. Go check it out at shellshockcbd.com. Hey, if you don't trust me, you don't want to spend $40 on a bag for a month worth, we have sample packs for like $5 with 3 gummies. You can try it yourself. Give it a shot. Go on the web. COVID. Go on the website and check it. Excuse me for that. Go on the website and check it out at shellshockcbd.com. We do have the sample packs there. You can try them out. They're really cheap. Give it a shot because my idea is I want to get this product in your hand. Okay? I want to get this product in your hand and I want you to at least try it. Try it for yourself. And if it doesn't work, okay, you're out $5. Not a big deal. But if it does work, you've changed your quality of life. You're getting better sleep. You're going to wake up happier, refreshed, ready to take on the day. You're probably not going to vote Democrat anymore. Well, they're one of our liberal fucking purposes.
Oh, great.
So there you have that. So check us out, shellshockcbd.com. We have the Halo gummies for Delta 8. We've got the melatonin CBD ones for sleep. You will not fail a drug test. We have the Rack Out or the Fallout gummies, which is a CBD gummy without melatonin. It's THC free. It'll help calm and relax and ease you throughout your day. We have so many different amazing products on our website, so you just need to go on there and check it out and go see for yourself. Again, that website is shellshockcbd.com. Come join the Shell Shock family and be a part of one of the fastest growing CBD veteran-owned companies in the world. We are scaling so fucking quick, and we're blessed to be here.
Yeah, the CBD gummies are super comparable. Like, if you don't like the tinctures, if you don't like the oil, then our CBD gummies are made with the only gummy mold in the United States that can give the same blend to each gummy. So these 25 milligram gummies, they're usually a little bit higher than 25 milligrams, but they're so good. Like
they're amazing.
You take like 4 of those, it'll really knock you on your ass.
They're amazing.
They are
we
really
have
good.
so many satisfied customers, and we are expanding.
And watermelon.
We're about to hire another customer relations representative because essentially we're growing so fucking fast that we need more people to come in and be a part of the Shell Shock community.
You won't feel a drug test on our isolate products.
No, guaranteed. Everything is third-party tested.
All of our gummies are isolates, except for the Delta 8 stuff.
Yep. Everything is third-party tested. The certificate of analysis is on the website. You can see for yourself what's in the ingredients. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to fail a drug test on our isolate products. Guaranteed. We test this every single batch we come in, new COA, updated to make sure what you see is what you get. Yeah. We take that very seriously here. I would feel horrible if somebody that gets drug tested takes our product and they fail a drug test. Yeah. I'd feel like a piece of shit. Like, I really would. And then our business would go tits up because people would see that. They'd probably sue us for false advertising. What you see is what you get. Yeah. This coming to us from Breitbart News, a report that Facebook suppressed Breitbart News traffic by 20%. What? Stop.
Next, you're going to say Google did the same thing.
Right? Oh, my God. Are you talking about that they are now trying to manipulate information? Stop. Dude, I've been shadow banned so hard on my Instagram. Like, I had a lot of people were coming over from Andy's podcast saying I couldn't find you. I had to look you up by name. They were typing in John Burke, and I wouldn't even populate, so they had to put in the John Burke to find me. It's funny because in my actual name it says John Burke, and that's what people can search you as. It's not popping up.
I saw you post that one thing on your Sergeant Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was, a little warning popped up.
Oh, it's a new follower sent that to me, and I thought it was so fucking hilarious. For those that don't know, if you follow my political account, Sergeant Savage 1776 is where I post most of my political viewpoints. The picture, when they followed me, basically they get a notification pop up from Instagram, and you can see this picture, and it's fucking hilarious. It says, "Are you sure you want to follow Sergeant Savage 1776? This account has repeatedly posted false information that was reviewed by independent fact checkers or went against our community guidelines.
What
Independent
assholes?
fact checkers,
Total-
my
yeah,
dick.
right.
Suck my fucking dick, you lying, cock-sucking pieces of shit.
Those little fucking nerds, man.
People are just so fucking stupid. Like, these independent fact checkers, you ain't checking shit. You are funded by Bill Gates' program. Like, stop with this bullshit. Independent fact checkers, my ass. That's like almost like a badge of honor. It's like I would want to follow somebody like that even more so, knowing how biased big tech is.
I wonder how socially awkward these little guys are.
Oh, they're
in the
probably a
back.
bunch of
Oh, my
fucking
God.
nerds. A bunch of fucking nerds. The Wall Street Journal has published internal material from the anonymous sources at Facebook revealing that the company introduced tools that suppress the traffic of Breitbart News by 20% and other conservative publishers by double-digit margins. The company introduced two tools after the 2016 election that disproportionately harm conservative publishers. The Journal highlights internal Facebook research showing that if both tools were removed, it would increase traffic to Breitbart News by 20%, the Washington Times by 18%, Western Journal by 16%, and the Epoch Times by 11%. Facebook eventually removed one of the tools while keeping the other, but it is unclear which of them had the most impact on traffic. By the way, recent polling also shows that Tucker Carlson is getting way more views than CNN. Joe Biden's town hall CNN, I didn't even watch it because we were busy. I wanted to watch it because I love seeing this dude shit his pants live. But Tucker Carlson was drawing in something like 2.6 million live viewers. Biden had like 1.3 or 1.4, something like Tucker Carlson is more popular than the president.
I think
How funny
at
is
least
that?
1 million people are watching Joe Biden just because.
Oh yeah, just
It's a
watch
train
this.
wreck.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's so fucking like to sit there and watch this guy just stutter over
Like
himself.
that weirdo with his hands up.
Yeah, he's just
Like,
sitting there for like 5 minutes with it. Like, what the fuck are you doing? But
when's
whatever.
somebody gonna put ice creams in these things?
Shit, it's like that little child that like it's like when you have your kid and they're in a diaper and they're just looking at you and their face turns really red. It's like, are you pooping? No,
I know.
It's like, you're pooping right now. That's what bias is like. Are you shitting yourself, Mr. President? I want ice cream.
It's like, kid Anderson Cooper.
Oh, my
I mean,
God.
he might as well just been doing
Bro,
the interview by himself.
I guarantee I didn't even watch this, and I'm predicting that they softball questioned him so fucking hard. Like
exactly
they
what it
lobbed
is.
him the easiest fucking questions.
Yeah, he was just like Anderson
my
Cooper
God.
was like, "Do you think?"
Did you
police-"
watch it?
I saw like lowlights.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you call them, highlights, but
Low-
where he's asking him questions like if police officer, law enforcement, first responders aren't getting the vaccine, should they
Be fired.
be fired or taking time off, paid leave, or leave? And he was like, yes.
Fuck that cocksucker. And still, members of Congress aren't mandated to get it.
Yeah.
Weird. Again, classism,
Well,
ladies
I
and
don't even know
gentlemen.
what that means. Yes.
Good for thee, not for me.
Yeah. So
Classism, epic classism.
and of course it was
Let the peasants eat cake.
met with
I'm
cheers from
cheer.
the
Oh
audience.
yes, let's just. Oh yes, make them strip away the
know.
medical right.
I'm like, is there an applause
Oh, I'm sure.
sign?
there are.
Of,
Oh, absolutely. Applause, you
all
peasants,
right.
or I swear to God, we'll fucking murder your families.
thanks.
You will clap for the President Biden.
You look clap.
Do you have your vaccine passports? I'm not getting the vaccine. I'm just at the point now where even if the clinical trials are done
Yeah,
and they prove this thing
out of
works,
principle.
out of principle is like, fuck you, I'm not going to do what you do. We are more anti-establishment than Rage Against the Machine.
I'm telling you, it's
Fuck
crazy.
you, I
It's-
won't do what you tell me, but we're going to play this venue where they're mandating the vaccine. But we'll do that. But after that, well, fuck you, I won't. Well, no, we'll also do this. But fuck you after that. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, you boomer fucking rockers now. Man, you sold out so goddamn quickly.
Yeah. Well, I
Man,
think
y'all sold out so
even
quickly.
some of these companies where you can apply for religious exemption.
Oh,
they
they're
will-
denying it.
Yeah, well, they'll do their own separate investigation into, I guess, your religion. Which
Like, think about
sounds
this. Think about
super
this.
invasive.
Oh, absolutely. But think about this. Now your First Amendment is gone with these companies.
Yeah.
In a sense of respecting religious rights. Like that's, oh my God. That's nuts to me. It's nuts that you're denying somebody their religious rights.
Yeah.
So, that,
I wonder if that includes Muslims.
probably. I would think this is one of those rare times that Democrats will also be against religion, even for Muslims, because we know in the
You
past,
think so?
Democrats
I don't think
favor
so.
Muslims. Oh, they love them some Muslims. Just eat up the fucking Sharia law.
Yeah.
And the homophobia. Oh, I love me some Muslim. Now, here, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Muslim, I really don't care. I have a lot of
Yeah,
Muslim friends.
of course.
But what I think is just the most hypocritical side of this is that Democrats will literally kiss Muslim ass because they don't want to be accused of being Islamophobic. So therefore, Muslims get away with murder. No pun intended. But I think that if you're a white Christian male, oh my God, nail him to the cross.
Or just a Christian.
Or just a Christian. Like, nail that Nazi to the cross. But no, let the Muslims do it. Because, you know, there's Christians blowing themselves up left and right out there in today's society. I mean, it's just, it's all
I think
Christian.
that's probably what they're more worried about is the Charlie Hebdo situation where, like, if you say something about the Muslim religion or say something about Allah, that they're going to come to your business. And
don't say anything negative about Muslims because they're just such a great people that if you do that and you draw a cartoon, that's why I think that's another hypocritical thing that you can do cartoons of like zombie Jesus all over Facebook and it's loved. They let you share it, don't care. Do something anti-Muhammad. Holy fuck. Watch them have an aneurysm. By the way, you want to post some offensive content? Go to my Telegram chat room. Go look up the Savage Squad or John Burke on Telegram. The link is in the description of this video. Also on my Instagram bio. We're at like 30-something, 3,000-something members and we're growing. There isn't like, well, I don't have like hardcore censorship. Just don't post racist bullshit in there and don't post pornography stuff. But outside of that, let the fucking dark memes flow, baby. Let those dank memes in there and laugh your ass off. Like, we have a really, really good group in there, and people are sharing some fucking hilarious memes in there. Great conversations, great people. We've had to kick a few people out for being just complete douchebags, but that's there. So if you're afraid of being banned on Facebook and you really want to post that fucking meme, you really want to get it out there and laugh your ass off and then get exposed to some other great memes, come join the group. We're growing very quickly. I love it. It's a good time. This comes in. Polling. Joe Biden's average approval rating sinks to fresh low. Another day, another set of polls. Another new low for President Joe Biden. The mantra was repeated Monday when polling data, website 538, showed Biden's approval rating has dipped to a low of 43.4%. Wait, I thought it was like 37%.
It was like 37. But I think it's even lower than that.
I think so too.
Anybody with
I really don't think like the majority of America really thinks this douchebag's doing a good job.
No, especially if you watched 15 seconds of that town hall. It's like, this guy is not there.
Look how like the liberals, don't get me wrong, Republicans do this too, but look how they are protecting their Biden. Oh my God, they are wrapping this dude up in a security blanket, and he's sitting there and says, "I wasn't supposed to take questions. What do you want me to do?" Like, who is running the show?
Went up to that podium like he was going to start talking,
and then like mumbled something for like five seconds and walked off.
Jesus, man,
like, what the shit? We have a guy that is so out of it, and this is running the free world. So it's not even free.
Oh, no. This guy, he's not in charge of anything.
It's nuts.
He's not in charge of putting his shoes on.
Fuck no. The plunge came even as he works through his legislative logjam on Capitol Hill involving two spending bills key to his future agenda. Right now, it's looking that the Build Back Better program is not going to hit the October deadline if it hasn't already, and it looks like it's not going to happen anytime soon. When you have, and we have another article talking about this, that how Biden is trying to sit down with Joe Manchin and some other people, and these deals are not going through. Like right now, these two senators are really just curb stomping the Democratic left, which I never saw coming. Never saw.
I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised myself.
I'm
not so much with a bisexual Kristen Sinema, but
just
Joe
Manchin,
Manchin.
Well, there was also news circulating that, well, let me go ahead and read the article. Joe Biden's breakfast with Joe Manchin in Delaware ends with no deal. President Joe Biden hosted breakfast for Senator Joe Manchin and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on Sunday, but emerged with no deal to help pay for his nearly $2 trillion entitlement spending plan. Now, that was also brought down for 3.5. Now it's dropped to 2, apparently. The president hosted Manchin and Schumer at his home in Delaware. As he continues leaving Washington, D.C. on weekends, his agenda remains stalled in Congress as the Democrat moderates and progressives struggle with the price tag of his agenda and how to pay for it. Because we're going to tax the rich, therefore it's free. It's free. It's not free.
I'm imagining Manchin and Joe Biden at breakfast and food just rolling out of Joe Biden's mouth. Or someone feeding him.
Here you go,
soft
Biden.
Food.
I could totally see that. Like, he's sitting there with his diaper on.
Yeah, he's
my
getting
God.
changed. He's getting changed.
Kamala's in the back making the eggs, cackling. Bro, like, oh my gosh. It's funny. It's so funny. But yeah, I never would have seen two Democratic senators stand up and go against this. At least they have some rationale of common sense.
I guess, maybe.
Now here's something that really kind of bothered me, was that I saw friends of mine like Ryan Fournier and the rest of these people, and these people are Trump loyalists, don't get me wrong, and I recognize that. I still like a lot of these people, but when it comes to politics, we are completely different. But there was this rumor going around that talked about Joe Manchin was considering coming to the Republican Party. This circulated so quick. I looked at it. I was like, what? And then I could see it. The left has demonized and alienated so many of their own people that go contrary to the narrative that they're like, you know what? If you don't want me on your team, I'll go to the other team. But
what does that mean though? You have so many rhinos right now. So what does that mean if you come over as a Democrat? So like,
well,
it's not going to do anything.
It's a case-by-case basis, though, in a sense of like, say, for example, Joe Manchin did come over, or Sinema did come over, and they start voting.
So what?
Well, no. What I'm saying, though, is if they start voting right, now the balance of power in the House of Representatives has shifted entirely.
What if they come over and they start voting left again?
Well, then they're going to be a leftist. I mean, it's just based upon how you vote,
I don't think it makes any difference what title they take. They are who they are. They have a track record of just being douchebags.
Yeah, true.
So they don't have our best interest at heart.
Oh, they never do. It's always about what they can do for themselves.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. But with this, it went viral that I think even Senator Rand Paul was talking about that, we do have a place for him if he comes over. Joe Manchin made a statement and said, this is bullshit. It's a rumor. I never said this.
Yeah.
And it circulated so fucking quickly. And I think it started with somebody out there was saying like, oh, he's coming to the Republican Party. And all it just takes is one post on the internet, and then people just run with it. Mm-hmm. Now, this is real. Big, exciting news that Trump is launching his own social media platform. It's been confirmed in 2022 this thing goes live. You can pre-order, I think it's called Truth Social. If this goes through, this is exactly what the country needs. Because Trump, and we said it before, if we want to see a direct dichotomy to what the leftists have for big tech, it's going to have to be spearheaded by Trump. Not because I like Trump, but Trump has the clout. He's got the following to pull every single person off of Facebook. And you want to watch big tech crumble and cave. And those 81 million votes, or those 80-something million people you feel like didn't vote for fucking Donald Trump, you're going to see the numbers. People are going to delete their Facebook, they're going to delete their Instagrams, and they're pushing over to the new platform.
Yep.
Guarantee it. Then you're going to basically have two echo chambers, which is needed. I mean, it's needed. But
I don't know. I don't know that it's an echo chamber. I mean, if you look at talking
Twitter,
about this,
I think it will be. I think it will be. All the right-leaning Republicans are going to go over there. I think they will.
I think you have that where everybody's saying the same exact thing. Okay?
Exactly.
And then, I mean, what issues would you, I don't know, debate?
I wouldn't even think it's a matter of like debating on a platform. I'm just talking about like people are actually going to go to a platform where they're not going to be so heavily censored by leftist media and big tech.
It's more of like,
but it's going to be politically driven. Don't get me wrong. Like people are going to go over there for the sense of political purposes. Yeah. I don't think your average person's going to go over there just like, oh, I want to see my family. Like, it's all Donald Trump. It's all politically driven. But it's also a good thing, though, because now big tech no longer has a monopoly.
Yeah.
And you got a billionaire like Trump saying, okay, challenge accepted. We're going to do it.
And I think it's going to be something pretty incredible because I don't think Trump would release anything that would be shitty.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably why he never went on Parler.
We'll see what happens. I think.
What are these other ones?
Well, Parler also hosted their servers on Amazon, which is also what they host with Twitter. They should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
Like if you even I sat there and I watched. I was like, this was the dumbest move they could have made. Like you literally have your servers hosted by Amazon, who also hosts Twitter's. You're creating a company that's in direct you're competing against them. Did you really think a left-leaning company like Amazon is not going to favor Twitter over Parler? Parler crashed and burned.
Right.
Like I still get emails from them about like being on their platform. Like your platform is fucking dead, man. Your platform's dead.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate.
It is.
I think that's the biggest thing.
And then it's also not an app. Like you have to go on the actual website on your phone. People like apps. Parler should have made the app, which I think they did. But iTunes pulled it.
I have it.
Yeah, they pulled the app. And then you had to re-download it. It was crazy. So
it's just not very user-friendly. And I think that's something that Trump would really
if you go look on the App Store, you'll see the Truth app. I pre-ordered it. And
is it TS?
What do you mean?
The app? I think it's
just called Truth.
Oh, is it?
If you go on the iTunes, and I'm surprised, like, I wonder if the App Store is going to pull this. If you type in Truth Social pops up. It populates first. And there's Trump's right there. It's Truth Social pre-order. And you look at this, and you have, like, it's funny because if you open it and you look at the previews of it, you'll see some people in there taking stabs. There's one, the main profile is called Jack's Beard. Maybe that's a stab at Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter. And there's some really funny pictures on there. But from the look of it, it looks pretty easy to navigate, but we'll see. But Trump has the clout to pull Republicans over to that app and, I think it's interesting to see that.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what that does to the shift in social media. So
And I think it's probably something he's been working on for.
Oh, yeah. Well,
long
and it
time.
wasn't just the app. Like, it also wasn't just the app. He's also doing an MSM group. Like, he's going to launch a news organization, which that'll be interesting to see what that does to Fox News specifically. We already know we're going to counter CNN, but to see what Trump's going to do to Fox News, because I know Fox is like beat on Trump a little bit during the election as well. So, I don't know. It's crazy to me.
They lost me when they brought over Donna Brazile.
Oh, God.
Like, that lady shouldn't be allowed to be in front of a camera to tell anybody anything.
That's just one of those things.
Yeah,
that,
so as soon as like Fox News moved her, I'm like, okay, so
I don't know.
they're part of the
just going to watch that one. But, I mean, we will definitely be on it. You're damn right I'm going to have a profile over there, 100%. That's where the people are.
Yeah.
And the thing that pissed me off was when Parler came out and they said, oh, free speech. Like, let's also make this clear, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be no such thing as free speech on any app out there. It's going to have rules and regulations. You've got to have that because instantly when basically it was the United Gun Group, I think, hit me up to help launch their app. And it was like years ago. And as soon as they launched, they said no regulation. I was like, okay. As soon as they did that, drugs were all over it. They were selling drugs, crack. They had to ban these people. I was like, you're going to have terms of services. But I think the trick is to have a modicum of moderation to where you're not going overboard on things. Like I got a ban on Facebook because somebody talked about, I did a photo shoot and I was in a military outfit. And somebody said, like, you look like you're airsofting. I was like, yeah, I'll shoot your fingernail off. I got a ban for that. Referring to that's nuts to me. I got a ban for that. That's stupid. In the context of using an air assault rifle, and that's what I get a ban for, that's the dumbest thing ever. So, yeah. But we'll be on the new app. Like, when it launches it, you better believe I'll be over there. We'll have a profile up there. We'll see. ADL Warren, you got to love this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen here, because you're going to do what these people say. Because if you don't, you're a racist. ADL warns, avoid culturally insensitive, gender-conforming Halloween costumes. Jesus Christ.
I wasn't going to dress up until now.
I'm going to fucking do it now. I'm going to dress up as a Muslim. I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to dress up as. I was going to do Freddie Mercury. Avoid culturally insensitive, gender-conforming Halloween costumes if you're white. But if you're a minority, hey, have fun. Go to town. Do your thing. That's what it is. The increasingly partisan Anti-Defamation League can suck my nuts. The ADL interjected itself into the annual Halloween debate this week when the organization advised parents to avoid Halloween costumes that are culturally insensitive and perpetuate gender norms. Halloween is a week away, and you and your family might be brainstorming costume ideas, the ADL tweeted on Sunday. Check out our resource for reminders about how and why to avoid cultural appropriation, cultural stereotypes, and costumes that perpetuate gender norms. Fuck you. Gender norms are norms. I'm sorry. If you have preferred pronouns in your bio, I hope you get made fun of. I hope they bully you on social media. You attention-seeking fucking morons deserve it. This is what we need to right our society. Stop conforming to these idiots out there wanting attention by separating themselves because they're so different. There's no such thing as gender norms. Yes, the fuck there are. Yes, there are. Men and women are different. That's just the way it goes. You don't like it? Well, tough shit. That's the way it goes. Like a single percentile of our society is sitting there saying, you should change how you think, act, and speak because it offends us. Oh, by the way, the Dave Chappelle special that came out, trans community. Got something for you here, okay? If you're so empowered and so wanting equality, well, you got it. A black comedian cracked jokes about you, and you have a meltdown. And then you have some fat blub of lard with some fucking green hair going on an interview because he's trans saying, this hateful rhetoric should be stopped because it's divisive. Blah, blah. It was a fucking joke.
Have you watched it yet?
Not yet.
I haven't.
But everybody's telling me it's hilarious.
Of course. It's Dave Chappelle.
It's Dave Chappelle.
Like all of his...
Where were all these people out there that when he did Whiteface, people loved it. We ate it up. It was hilarious. It was great. So you're telling me that white people have a better sense of humor than the trans community and the LGBT alphabet mob? Like, are you serious? Is that what it is? It seems like, it's almost like
Certainly
white people.
appears that way.
Know why white people take these fucking internet beatings for so long? Because we're used to it.
Yeah.
And we don't give a fuck. Why? Because we work. We have work and we have jobs. We're not easily so thin-skinned from the likes of these fucking trans community morons that you come out there's like, oh, it's so offensive and divisive. That's equality, bitch. You wanted it. You're going to get treated like a piece of shit just like the rest of us. But no. It's okay if we make fun of white heterosexual Christian males. That's perfectly acceptable. Let that fly. That's okay. But God help you if you crack even a slightest joke about a man who chops his dick off. God help you. That's right. That's too far. And they even call for it to be banned. Ladies and gentlemen, do what you want with your own body. I don't give a shit. But don't you sit there and come back and scream about how empowered you are as a community, how you want equality, and then you get it, and then suddenly you feel like you want privilege. That's all this is. You don't want equality. You want privilege. That's all this boils down to. This hateful rhetoric should be banned. Hateful rhetoric? It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. And you can laugh at it.
Or not laugh at it.
It's
your choice.
Or just
not
turn
even
it off.
watch it.
Yeah, or not even watch it, 100%.
Dick.
These idiots out there want to regulate free speech.
Yeah.
And then the Netflix CEO comes out there, and he actually supported Dave Chappelle at first because he likened it to saying, hey, creators should have access to everything out there. And then a few days later, this guy bends the knee to the woke mob.
Cuties is okay, though.
Cuties is okay. The sexualization of children, that's perfectly fine.
That's all right.
But how dare you talk shit about the trans community?
Yeah.
This is our society right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is our society right now. Include, and anybody out there defending the movie Cuties, I'm sorry, but when you have children, and this is where liberals come in and say, like, oh no, they were trying to put a spotlight on the sexualization of children as you have children in skimpy outfits twerking for the camera. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here. This is what our society, like Democrats, look, I'm serious. I know a lot of Democrats don't support this, so I'm not trying to broad stroke all of you, but you need to be standing up against this. You need to be speaking out against this. This is now impacting the children. They are sexualizing the children. They are bringing in for drag time story hour. What does drag have to do with sexuality? What does it have to do with anything? These are children. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They have no business. Let them grow up. Let them grow up in a society where you're not trying to use them as your fucking banner flags for how wonderful of a human being you are as a parent. Like children coming out now at like 6, 7 years old saying they're gay. They don't even know what gay is unless you tell them about that. They don't even know what racism is unless you tell them about that.
Yep.
A child is not born inherently racist unless they are taught to think that way. We talked about the trans kid that raped the girl. I want to see the parents of this kid.
Yeah.
What did you teach that kid?
What's he been watching?
What has he been watching? What are the parents allowing?
What do they teach it in school?
100%. 100%.
And you as a parent should know that. You should know what your kids are being taught.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not
Every
aware of
question.
the curriculum of what your child is being taught in school, you need to take an interest in this because we talked about on the podcast, Andy's brother, he wasn't aware of this. He said they're using this math thing that I remember it was called, I can't remember the name of it.
Common Core?
Prodigy. It was Prodigy. So I could have that wrong. But it was something that I remember when I was in school, it hit. But in the math problems, and he didn't know this until he actually got it brought up, but in the math problems, they're talking about men, women, and non-binary, using these in math problems. Ladies and gentlemen, they are trying to indoctrinate your children right under your very nose. And unless you actually go out there and inspect.
You mean like
or
word
ask your
problems?
Word problems.
Okay.
They are trying to infiltrate.
Right.
This is Maoism. This is Maoism. If you look at this is undermine culture, undermine history, do away with gender norms, become more reliant upon the government to be your savior, to be what's standing for truth and equality, which is the government, which is the exact opposite of what it actually is now. Get involved in your children, ladies and gentlemen, and what they're being taught. You need to know this. They know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this right now, they know they're not going to indoctrinate you. For the most part, you're already set in your ways. You know what right looks like. You know there's a difference between men and women. Okay? You know there's a difference there. They're going for the children. The children are impressionable. They're going for the Zoomers. I read this one tweet from this one Zoomer that she's a Twitch streamer. She's an open Marxist, talking about, I was never born into a system where capitalism was blah. Like capitalism's the devil's. Like, but you were also not born into a socialistic system. So basically the fact that you're a Marxist means you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You were born into crony capitalism. I'll give you that. But to automatically go to the opposite side of the spectrum, which is even worse, these Zoomers don't know what they're talking about.
Wait, that was on Twitch?
It's a Twitch streamer who's
So
also
she was
on.
on a-
She tweeted this out. Somebody forwarded it to me. I was like, this fucking retard.
Okay.
Yeah, utilizing a capitalistic system that was incentivized through capitalism.
Okay, yeah.
And you're gonna sit there and bitch about this? Look, here's the deal, ladies. Like, here you go. if you are a Marxist or a socialist like Hassan Piker and the rest of these fucking losers, stop using capitalistic means to make money. Stop it.
Yeah, you're frauds.
If you are so against it, stop using it. Or are you only using it because it benefits you? Because as soon as Hassan starts making it big, he buys a $3 million house. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hardcore socialist. I'm fighting financial inequality. I'm going to spend $3.5 million.
I gotta imagine
house.
some of these people are doing that just so they can make money and
They're
con
using
these people.
These people know what they're doing. Hassan knows what his following is primarily fucking Zoomers. And he's using this idea as I'm the voice for the little people to fight financial equality. And they lap this shit up. They love it. This guy is hailing himself as the voice of the oppressed and downtrodden, and then turns around and fucking makes so much goddamn money off of them.
Yeah.
And they eat this shit up.
Is he single?
I have no idea.
So he bought a $3 million home just for himself?
And that's the
big house
line in
for
the
one
sand with
person.
socialists. It's kind of like, okay, well, each according to their needs in regards to like the Communist Manifesto. Well, then socialists, let me ask you this question. What is it that you need before you start giving away the rest of that money? Where's that line in the sand? Because that's the one thing that I think is fucking hilarious like this.
Do you need a phone?
Do you need a phone? Like, what kind of house do you like, Hassan, serious question. Do you need a $3 million house in California? Because if you don't, why is that money not going to fund, financial equality by investing in small term businesses that you feel are being fucked over by the government?
Or homeless
Or
people.
minorities.
Homeless people.
Or homeless people, yeah. Where is this action? Well, I donate to charities. No, not enough, apparently. You have too much money.
Mm-hmm.
What is too much money? You see, I'm not even in that argument. Like, I believe in capitalism.
Yeah.
You make the money, you earn it. And here's the other thing.
With the biggest house.
Hassan has actually earned that money. Like, I'm not even going to fucking deny this guy his skill.
He's
using
got them.
Twitch. Bro, he's making $200,000 a year or $200,000 a month. But he works his ass off streaming, but also being the fucking voice of the downtrodden and oppressed. And these simps eat it up like crazy because these Zoomers are fucking retarded. They don't know what they're talking about. But the guy's actually earned it. I'll give him that.
I don't know.
He's
I
pulling like
might,
the biggest fucking scam that I've ever seen. I love it.
Might do a fake persona and get on Twitch.
That's what I'm going to start doing.
Get some of that
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna
socialist
start
money.
doing. Nothing wrong with the bread lines, Lee. Gotta love the bread lines. You gotta love it. You gotta love the bread lines. You know, Bernie even tweeted that out about bread lines. It's wonderful for social interaction to where you can hang out with your neighbor while you're eating bread and soup.
What happened to
Because-
that guy?
Hopefully he fucking dies soon, the piece of shit. Oh my God, this thing went viral with AOC. Oh my God, you want to talk about horse face retardation. The face of like mental retardation is her. I think she did an Instagram live or a Q&A and somebody said, do you still talk to Bernie? And she's just like, yes, I do, but not because of what he does, but because he's my friend and he makes me feel happy. Talk about a face that you just want to punch. Like,
She got a harsh face, man.
got a horse face, man.
She look like a horse.
Throw out of a fucking helicopter, man. Make communists dead again, man.
Look like a lizard.
Just fucking ridiculous. Because he makes me happy. You're a sitting member of Congress. Why don't you fucking act like it?
I can't believe
Well, you wear
that.
your $30,000 dress at the Met Gala. Like, oh my. Do you not see this, ladies and gentlemen? These people are elitists. They sit there and they simp for you. They simp for you because you're giving them your money. But when they turn around and they go to these fucking events, like, I'm sorry, AOC, do you think you could have helped more people by donating that money that went into your dress, your makeup, and the dress design and all that shit by giving it to the less fortunate? Versus going out there and getting a viral photo of you being the face of socialism? Which one do you think could have had much more of an impact on the economy? All you did was for some clout chasing. And the rich are sitting there tax rate. Oh, yes, tax is harder, Danny. Yes. Oh, by the way, I'm moving my company out of New York and I'm taking it overseas. So tax me harder. You're not going to get my money anymore. Big difference.
Thank you, Carter.
Thank you, Carter. They can do this. They have the money. I would do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
If Texas came down and said, hey, Shell Shock, we're going to tax you in like a 40 to 50% bracket or 60% bracket, Josh, we moving.
Yeah.
We're moving this company.
We're getting sombreros and then
Adios, muchachos. Hope you boys like CBD down in Mexico. But we have the ability to do that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So these people out there simping for you about how good it is to tax the rich, they're going to cripple your local economy.
cripple.
It's funny to me.
That's what's going to happen.
Milton Friedman described the best. And that's so fucking hilarious to me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is where we're at. This is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny. It's funny to me. You gotta. So, by the way, don't wear culturally offensive. Go be ultra offensive and take photos and post it all over Instagram. Yeah. Give them more of that. Offend the fuck out of them. Fight back. Fight back, ladies and gentlemen. Do not concede to these morons. Do not concede to their feelings and what they say. This is cultural appropriation. Shut the fuck up. You had Elizabeth sitting when she pees Warren sitting there claiming fucking Native American, and you quickly forgot about that.
Oh.
No protests. No, like, come
Total
on.
afterthought. Move on.
Move on.
Move on, everybody.
What does it matter?
She thought her pappy told her she was part Indian.
Because of my high cheekbones.
High cheekbones.
What? What? Okay.
All right.
Culture. This is what I love. Hey, if you're a white Republican, you better not culturally appropriate something like that. But a Democrat does it, a sitting member of Congress. Oh, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't count. That's different.
Yeah.
But you're racist. What? Fucking what?
Choctaw Cookbook. The hell out of here.
Me thinkums you full of shitum.
This is a mama witch.
I got this great message on my Instagram. I really appreciated this. The dude heard me on Andy's podcast and he reached out, and I thank you for those messages. He said, "Hey John, I'm Native American. And I heard what you said about Native Americans get their ass whooped." He's like, "Bro," he's like, "I haven't laughed that fucking hard in a long time." He said, "But thank you for making me feel more like an American than I was a Native American." He's like, "I like that." He's like, "That makes sense to me." He's like, "Why am I so hyper-focused on what I am and how they were victims in the past versus what I am now and what I can do in the future?"
Yeah.
But the reason these people focus on this, ladies and gentlemen, and do not get it twisted, the reason they focus on this is what they can get from it. Now think about this. Think about what I'm telling you. If you take one thing away from today's podcast, take this away. A lot of these people want to cry victim and juxtapose common sense and incentivization because they get things from it. They get your sympathy. They get government handouts. They get treated differently. They get specialty treatment. They don't want equality. That's what they want. So the more you give it to them, the more you adhere to this, the more you pull back from the freight of being offensive, they get what they want. Be offensive. Wear a Native American costume. Go out there and do whatever the fuck you want. Who gives a fuck? Be happy. Like, here's the other thing, ladies. Let's take this a step further. We talked about the Dave Chappelle special. Imagine if this generation saw Richard Pryor, George Carlin,
Eddie
Murphy, Chris Rock back in the day. You say nothing. Why are they? You wanted to try and cancel freaking, who's the short black comedian? Kevin Hart. Fucking hilarious. Because he talked about back in the day, when he talked about his son, he's like, "No, don't do that. That's gay." And then he comes back and apologizes.
Yeah, he said he didn't want his son to grow up gay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, perfectly fine.
That's his prerogative.
Oh, but you're not entitled to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to think that way. But these other comedians, not a peep. Andrew Dice Clay, yeah, Echo, yeah, 100%. Thank you in the Twitch chat. Echo, no. Andrew Dice, hickory dickory dock, your mom sat on my cock. Jesus, people would shit themselves over these people.
Yep.
But the point that I'm trying to make, though, ladies, if leftists control everything, humor is gone. It's already dying. It's already dying. Now they want to control what people say for fear of being offensive.
I can't believe Saturday Night Live is still on. Like, who watches that?
It's not even funny anymore.
It's so terrible.
It's so fucking straight down the middle. It's like they've lost all fucking comedic aspects of that show. It died with Chris Farley. Like, oh my God. That was back in the glory days, too.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s when SNL was huge, you had Jim Belushi, John Belushi,
Norm
Chevy
Macdonald.
Chase, Norma. Yeah. Just amazing comedians.
A big loss there.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
He was funny.
But this is what this is what you get in the leftist utopia. Leftist utopia. Hey, you can't say that. It's not funny. It's offensive. Fuck you. That's what makes it funny. Is offensive.
Yeah.
How many Jews walk into like it's fucking hilarious?
I heard they took out the diversity training episode of The Office.
I wouldn't
Comedy Central.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It's one of the funniest episodes.
These people are so fucking unhinged. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, Don't give in to these fucking people. Don't give in to them. I think that we should just dress up as the most offensive costumes possible. Culturally appropriate everybody's culture. Please, let's do that.
Yeah.
But God help you if you appropriate white people's culture. Ooh, hit him with that one, huh?
Oh.
What if I said that on social media? What if I came out there and I said that? I was like, hey, I'll respect that, but don't you appropriate my culture. Especially on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Because I'm Irish. You better not fucking be out there wearing green. Talking about look of the Irish and stuff. I better not see you doing that to my type of cultural approach. But no, it's okay when we do it to the Irish and the Scots. It's perfectly fine. But God forbid if you do it towards the blacks. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're going to hear all the white liberals out there going to crucify themselves to their own crosses. Stop doing it to me black people. And the black people are like, oh, that's fucking funny. What the fuck are you talking about? You fucking white liberals are so offended over every goddamn thing out there. But it's perfectly fine to culturally appropriate white people culture. Oh, God help you.
I welcome it.
Fucking have at it. Make fun of Whitey all you want. I don't give a shit. If it's funny, it's funny.
Yep.
Do you really want to live in a leftist society? Democrats, do you really want to live in a society where they tell you what is and is not funny?
They do.
Like, really?
They do.
They already do. And how less funny has our comedy become as a result of this? These people are ruining our world. These progressives are literal fucking cancer of the mind. Gotta love this. I love this. I'm loving Ron DeSantis more and more every day. Ron DeSantis seeks $5,000 bonuses for unvaccinated police officers who relocate to Florida. God bless this man.
Smart.
I love this.
He's smart.
I fucking love it.
He good.
He's good.
That boy good.
I love it. Like, it's great. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will seek to create legislation that will reward a $5,000 bonus to unvaccinated police officers who relocate to the Sunshine State in defiance of vaccine mandates. Bro, that's great.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. Like, I love that he's doing this in the face of Biden. He's basically like, fuck you, Biden. I'm doing what I want. Florida's going to do what it wants. Dude,
Yep.
yes.
That's how it should be.
That is how it should be.
Yeah.
This is great. During an appearance on Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo, DeSantis said that he is now actively working to recruit out-of-state police officers who have been fired or placed on unpaid leave due to their city's vaccine mandates. He says, we're actually actively working to recruit out-of-state law enforcement because we do have needs in our police and sheriff's departments. So in the next legislative session, I am hopefully going to sign legislation that gives a $5,000 bonus to any out-of-state enforcement or law enforcement that relocates to Florida. So NYPD, Minneapolis, Seattle, if you're not being well treated, we will treat you better here. You can fill important needs for us and we'll compensate you as a result, he added. In the same interview, DeSantis said that President Biden's vaccine mandates are unconstitutional that will wreak havoc on the economy. They already are.
Yeah.
They already are. They already are. It's already happening. We talked about over in St. Louis, DJ, gentleman over there who, and by the way, big thank you to those guys. The hospitality was amazing. But DJ even talked about his newborn. He has a 1-year-old who's just weaned off of his wife's breast, and then he went there to get milk. There's none. He had to buy an expired one.
You kidding me?
Nope.
Yeah,
it's already hitting.
Yeah, I saw some of that at the grocery store this weekend too.
Hey, but good job, Pete Buttigieg. Good job on you, bro.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I'm having twins. I'm gay. I'm going to stay home and I'm going to support them while we got this fucking national tragedy over here. And by the way, this is not happening under Trump. Everyone's trying to pin it. It's Trump's fault. No. Trump ain't in office no more. You don't get to blame Trump no more. You take your licks. You gotta love it. And then finally, CNN's Brian Stelter hosts segment calling for reporters to cover. Now, listen to what I'm telling you here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. CNN's Brian Stelter hosts segment calling for reporters to cover Republicans differently than Democrats. They already do. They already do.
That guy's such an idiot.
This is LA Times columnist claim Republicans don't care if the government works well. Are you serious? Look at what your people are doing, Stelter, like you little fat potato man. Like this guy he's got a face that you just want to fucking jerk off on. I just want to jerk off on his face. Just a fucking, he's got like a fucking potato head. Just want to punch him.
Who did he go down on to get on television?
CNN's Brian Stelter invited Los Angeles Times columnist Jackie Combs on his weekly media program on Sunday to declare that journalists need to stop covering the country's two political parties equally because the modern Republicans don't really care if the government works well. Okay, let's break this down. The reason that's a line of shit right now is because Biden instantly comes in there and says, $3.5 trillion reconciliation program, tax rich harder. It's going to penalize the middle class more than anybody else out there. I think it's in our best interest now more than ever to make sure our government's working correctly because Democrats are fucking ruining it.
Oh, they're
like, you're ruining it. You're destroying it.
If you can't look at gas prices right now.
Oh, I know. Didn't happen under Trump, but it's
they
under
went
Biden.
down. They were under $2.
He says, I want to dive right into the argument about what both siderism is and why it's failing I love how he tries to frame this as if apparently Democrats think they know what's in our best interest for the entire people. These pieces of shit, him and CNN needs to fucking die. You know, I know that Fox and CNN are no different, but CNN is so much worse. Yeah. So much worse.
100% worse.
You have fucking... Don Lemon saying that we, as Trump supporters or Trump voters, should face consequences. We, as unvaccinated people, he has said this. You should face consequences.
Yeah.
I like what Andy said.
Are you going to enforce it?
If violence kicks off, you're at the top of the fucking list, and justifiably so. If there does come a revolution, you make sure these cocksucking fucking propagandists, they're first on the list. Go after them. I'm telling you. If it ever came down to it, they're on the fucking list. You're on list. They're on Josh's list. Antichrist.
Oh, yeah.
He says, I want to dive right into the argument about...
They're too stupid to be on the list.
He says, I want to be the argument what both siderism is and why it's failing the public. Stelter said of Combs, whose column on the subject won praise from liberal journalists. That's oh, yes, it's so good. He said, clap. Get the fuck out of here. Is it that we're treating Democrats and Republicans equally and ignoring GOP radicalism? Is that the heart of the problem, he asks? There's no question that journalists are recognizing the radicalization of the Republican Party. You're talking about a party that has embraced drag shows for children, transgenderism, mental instability, the changing of science to adhere to political narratives.
Burning down cities.
And you want to say that
businesses.
Republicans... and all you have to go off of is January 6th.
Yeah.
That's your
mostly
biggest
peaceful
thing.
Riots.
That's where the Republicans have become radicalized.
Okay.
Are you you are intentionally ignoring, like, ladies, at least here on our show, we'll admit that when the right fucks up, they should be held accountable. And when the left fucks up, they should be held accountable. But when you have a journalist that is out there saying we shouldn't be covering Republicans because they're too radicalized, but you say nothing about your own side when it's clear as day that your side is destroying this country, you are complicit. Mm-hmm. You are complicit. These people are propagandists at heart. They don't give a damn about the truth. They don't give a damn about you. All they care about is the ratings and making that money, baby. That's all they give a shit about.
Power.
Combs then declared that this is not a new problem or a new dynamic, but insisted that she has personally been fair throughout her career. And I believe that. I think I'm a very fair reporter given both sides of the story, but what started to happen back in the mid-'90s with the takeover of the House takeover of House by the House Republicans, and in particular, back in the mid-'90s, and in particular Newt Gingrich, which was a new nasty, she said. I mean, his byword was be nasty and norm busting and obstructionist sort of government. Well, you couldn't really call it governance when that was the sort of precursor to Trump. What did Eric fucking, what's his name, under Obama?
Fartwell.
Yeah. When they go low, kick them. Maxine Waters, harass them, push back on them. Mm-hmm. Do the same thing to them. You want a war? Fucking give it to them. Eric Holder, thank you. You want a war? Give it to them. Do the same thing that they're claiming to do to us, and then see how quickly they like it. They're the same ones. It's okay to bully, and as soon as you fucking punch back, they play victim. Oh my God, I was hitting you. Why did you hit me back? Because you were hitting me. What if a Republican senator came out and they said, push back, harass, get them out of the restaurants, make them uncomfortable? Instantly, Maxine Waters, oh, it's because I'm black. Bullshit. It's because you're fucking stupid. You just so happen to be black. James Brown looking weirdo. And that's not racist. She just looks like him.
She does.
Shit ass fucking haircut. These people are fucking cancer.
Not the good James Brown dude. The one where he got busted
he got
for
busted.
drinking.
He got the mugshot.
Right.
She's got like that sagging face. Like, ugh. Even a plastic surgeon's like, nah, I'm sorry. You've got a vagina face. There's nothing I can do with that. That's weird, yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love this show. I love this show. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you laughed at this show, if we taught you something, if we gave you something new to think about and chew on, share this podcast. Get our voices out there. Tag us on social media. Post the podcast from iTunes or SoundCloud to your Instagram stories. Let them know. Tag me in it. I'll share it. I want to say thank you to everybody out there supporting the show, supporting our voices. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. By the way, new John Ross video drops tomorrow. Josh is finishing editing it.
Yep.
New John Ross video drops tomorrow. This one, we didn't pull any punches. I mean, normally we don't. But this one, we really, really went in like hard. So, and we're also releasing the new John Ross drops.
Happy Little Drops.
Happy Little Drops. You asked for it. We're giving it to you. These are chocolate coconut flavored Happy Little Drops. I've already signed each and every bottle as John Ross. These drop tomorrow.
Yeah, they taste like a certain candy.
They taste like a certain candy. It rhymes with Schmammenmoy. People wanted it. We're doing it. This drops tomorrow when the new John Ross video launches, I think probably around 09 on YouTube. You'll be able to get these. Yeah. Now, I don't know if we're going to do limited quantities on these. We're still kind of up in the air to see how well they sell. People really like them.
Yeah.
But this is John Ross. It's got its own little cool label. It probably will be a limited run. We'll just see. We have it in isolate, full spectrum. Did we do broad spectrum?
I have to check.
Okay. But these drop tomorrow. It's amazing. And don't forget, code Burke will save you 10% off.
Yeah.
You can use code Burke. And that John Ross video, again, I will notify people. I'm going to set it up to be scheduled to do the premiere. That way people get a notification. So if you're not following me on YouTube, just look up John Burke, the big channel. It's got like 200-something thousand followers. Go give it a follow over there and hit that bell. Also on Instagram, if you do me a favor, hit that bell to receive notifications. They are cracking down on me. Like, they are coming down on me hard. Like, my stories have been throttled so fucking much. Like, normally I get anywhere from like 10 to 15,000 views. I'm at like 3,000 and 4,000. Like, oh my God. Like, they're just destroying it. So, but all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the podcast today. Again, make sure you check out ffecandles.com. The candles that are burning right here in front of me. Veteran-owned company. The candles smell amazing. I like it. It's
way
a great scent.
better than Athena Sparks.
Oh, that's the truth. Poor girl. She hadn't been farting at all today.
No, not today.
She's good. But ffecandles.com, support a veteran-owned company. Big thank you to them for sending us these candles to try out and test out. They are veteran-owned. What you see is what you get. They did a very good job with this. Good company. Go support these people, folks. They're just wonderful human beings. Veteran fought for his country. That means Democrats are not going to like them. Get yourself a great candle out there, folks. Also, we are launching a new website, a new business called politicaltheater.shop. Politicaltheater.shop, coming soon. We're doing political funny t-shirts. That's right. People have been asking us for a while, about the In the Arena clothing line. It's like it was a hard-ass thing. I think the majority of the people follow us because of political reasoning. Mm-hmm. But on this shop, and I'm going to tell you right out, on this page, we're going to have shirts for all political sides. We're going to have left, center, and right. So I know a lot of people on the right are not going to like me for this, but I don't fucking care. It's business. This is business. And I think it's funny. I want funny shirts on the left and funny shirts on the right and funny shirts for the independents. I love it. I want everybody's business because that means I can employ more people, expand these businesses. So we're going to be launching a lot of funny shirts out there that apply to both sides of the aisle because there are funny things that we can see on both sides of the political spectrum. They should be acknowledged, and it's fucking funny. It's hilarious. So that's launching very soon. Look forward to that. Again, that's politicaltheater.shop. That's coming very soon. Also be doing a lot of political-driven articles written by yours truly on there. So if you're wanting to wear like funny-ass t-shirts, we've already ordered them for the shop here. We're going to start doing some pre-orders to see how it works. And if it does well, we'll start doing direct-to-garment printing. So a lot of things in the works. So, again, keep that in your back pocket. That's coming soon. And again, if you could, do us a favor. If you like this podcast, if we made you laugh, if we made you think, give it a share. Spread our voice. We really appreciate it. Anything to add, Josh?
Yeah, make sure you go to shellshockcbd.com. Some of the best Delta 8 products on the market, as well as CBD products.
Amen to that. All right. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.